here's Brody Brazil.
Just a reminder, you too can join the channel by leaving a voicemail. My brand new phone number, it's 833-4Brody.
Brody, big fan. This is Mike from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm a massive Twins fan, and as you've seen probably in the news, they're in the process of sale. Pretty sure Justin Ishbia, now the future owner of the White Sox from Reinsdorf, he blatantly used the Twins and kind of played the Pohlad family to get a better price for the White Sox. See, we've been seeing a lot of can kicking happening. They said there would be a possible sale before opening day. Then they said May. Now it's TBD. I don't believe the sale will ever even happen. The Pohlads have had a stranglehold on Minneapolis for years now. What do you think? I would love to see you break down this issue. And a lot of Minnesotans are boycotting the Twins because of it. Appreciate it, Brody. Big fan.
Mike, thank you very much for the call, and thank you for supporting the channel. And I've been following the Twins situation. Was it last fall they officially went up for sale? There was some speculation and some rumors, and the Pohlad family, who obviously owned the team, it was Carl who bought them decades ago, and through inheritance, the team has been passed on to younger generations. But I did appreciate the way that the Pohlad family kind of got to share the news themselves too and say, yes, this is true. Yes, the team is up for sale. Yes, we're very cautious about who we sell this team to. We don't want them to move the Twins or change the Twins. We want somebody else to be good caretakers. I think that was the exact word they used, caretakers of the franchise. So let me talk a little bit about this Twins transition, whatever it is, because we're not there yet. You mentioned Justin Ishbia, who also had a share of the White Sox before he officially got the agreement to have the chance to buy the White Sox, another, 8-10 years down the road. That also seems like a very fluid situation. I don't know that that's a done deal with Justin or the Ishbias to totally take over the White Sox. It seems like it's a possibility, but yes, I understand. You said he kicked the can down the road. Well, the Twins are kicking the can down the road. He kicked the tires on the Twins just to see what they were all about, and maybe potentially buy the Minnesota Twins. I just want to say that selling a baseball team in this era, and this market of uncertainty, and there's a lot going on with baseball behind the scenes, which we'll get to in a second, it's just going to take a lot more time. Business transactions, when you don't know what the markets are going to be like, when you don't know what the economy is going to be like 2 to 3 to 5 years down the road, and also when teams cost now 1 to 4 to, and other sports, $7 billion, $10 billion, like the Lakers were recently valued at when they sold. It's hard for any one person to just buy a team anymore. You need a group of people or investors, and you need a lot of help along the way to buy a team. When Carl Pohlad bought the team, I forget was it in the 80s? The point is he was able to do so in a much easier fashion because things were just a lot more affordable. They were still very expensive at the time. Don't get me wrong, inflation is real, but it's just so much harder because of the cost and the valuations of these teams. It's harder for any one person or entity to just go out and buy the team and own them and have that transaction go quite quickly. It's complicated. It's always going to take some time. It's especially going to take some time in this situation. Also because the Twins, and I'll be honest, I got nothing against them. Literally, I'm not saying this as a diss. They're just not necessarily a big commodity right now. Great ballpark, great market. It's a proven market. We know baseball works in Minnesota. There's no question about that. But they're not in Los Angeles. They're not in New York. They're not in Dallas. They're not in Chicago. They're not winning a ton of games right now and kind of that dark horse popular team. And they have been over time, but they don't have that reputation. They don't have that hot commodity aspect to them right now. And does that impact a sale? Of course it does. Anything's more enticing when it's desired. You might be more inclined to make an offer and might be more potential buyers out there. Also, a couple of other things that are going to impact the sale or transaction of any Major League Baseball team or anybody buying into anything right now, the pending lockout, which technically would start, December 1st, 2026. So after next season, who wants to buy into a baseball team right now? And then, you have to deal with a lockout and the collective bargaining agreement issue and back and forth. And, the baseball team that you just bought, it's not going to be able to make any money because they won't be playing any games starting in the 2027 season for a while. That uncertainty absolutely does not help. That's causing some hesitation for a lot of people to buy into a team right now. After we get past that, might be a totally different story. We'll also know what the CBA spells out, and things like broadcast rights, media rights. There's a ton of uncertainty with that too surrounding Major League Baseball. They're on shorter term deals. In fact, I think the Minnesota Twins were one of those teams who work with Bally's who had to renegotiate a far lesser contract, in that the Twins get a lot less money every single year for the rights to have their games shown on television. And so even that, like that was an instant, 30, 40, 50, 60 million, $70 million, we don't know, per year that the Twins could take to the bank. You have a 10-year rights agreement, and this is just from the regional level. You're going to cash all those checks, all that money instantly before even playing a baseball game. It's guaranteed money. Nowadays, the media rights are a lot less. They're for shorter terms. Who knows what baseball is going to do, either individually or collectively as teams, to try and right this issue of reduced revenue with the television media rights. But again, that's part of somebody buying into the team. It's not as lucrative, guaranteed, as it used to be. And I just want to say also, I mentioned this before, but I did appreciate the Pohlad family, their letter, their commitment to fans. And you know what? Sometimes that commitment to fans, if you really are going to do this the right way, and you really want to make sure that this is something that speaks well to the Pohlad legacy of Carl's ownership and what the family has done since then, if you really want to make sure you do this the right way, it's probably going to take some time to get not only the right price, but the right buyers involved with this situation. So I get it why Twins fans might be saying, what's going on here? This is taking a lot longer than we expected. I don't think it was fair for anybody to target a date on this, quite honestly. Yeah, sure, it'd be great if the Pohlad family came out, maybe a mid-season update or an end-of-the-season update if nothing happens by the end of this year. Transparency would be a beautiful thing. I don't know if you're going to get that in a confidential type sales situation, or who they've talked to, or how many people they've talked to, or what a price might look like. I'm just saying there's a lot of elements up against any Major League Baseball team being sold or changing hands these days. And I don't think if you're a Twins fan, you should think you shouldn't think too much more into this than what's obvious and out there. It's going to take some time, and hopefully for you, if you're a Twins fan, I just hope for you that this gets done the right way, right? More than the urgency that you want of knowing who's going to own it or what that means, or them pumping a bunch more money into payroll and rosters. More than all that, you just want to make sure that this baseball team, trust me, falls into the right hands, no matter how long that takes. Thanks for making it here to the end of this video. Appreciate the call. Thumbs up down below, by the way, helps me, the video, the channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to see you back here next time.